here with no loving in our souls, and no money in our coats. Well, you can't say we're satisfied, and you can't say we never tried. And you're beautiful, but ain't it time that we've said goodbye? And Angie, oh, I still love you. I love you, and I remember all those nights we cried, and all those dreams we felt so close seem to all blow up in smoke. Well, let me whisper in your ear, Angie, Angie, where will it lead us from here? Oh, and don't you wish, 'cause your kisses still taste sweet. Oh, but I hate that sadness in your eyes. Hey, Angie, oh, my pretty Angie, oh, ain't it time that we said goodbye? Oh, with no loving in our souls, and no money in our coats. Oh, you can't say you were satisfied. And Angie, oh, I still love you. I love you, baby. And everywhere I look, I see your eyes. Oh, there ain't a woman that comes close to you, my Angie. And come on, baby, come on, dry those eyes. Hey, Angie, oh, my pretty Angie, ain't it good to be alive? And Angie, you can't say we never tried.
Rich, bold, Folgers coffee. Is there anything better than that? I say no. To the left!
Let the music unlock your heart. It's time to collaborate. You're part of the family.
It's time to wake up, wind up, and queue up with another excellent BandLab track.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to BandLab Plus Coffee. Thanks for waking up, winding up, and queuing up another excellent track with us. Today we've got Yo Yeti out of Atlanta, Georgia. A hip-hop artist on the lab, repping 289 followers and following 76 people. Their track, My Letter, was sent over to me via message, which you can too. And I'm ready to take a listen. We've got our lyrics all locked in. It says it's his story. It's their story. Trust issues got me watching my back. Muddy shoes, dirty work I track. I did it to myself. Can't put the blame on no one else. Truth is, the worst pain my heart has ever felt. Let's take a listen.
Hey yo, Pluto, you going brazen?
Sounds like a baked in track.
And anyone who listen, I'm a son of God and I'm strong, so strong. I can get through anything, I can right my wrongs. I can live a prosperous life, I can live it long. Trust issues got me watching my back. Muddy shoes,
Nice.
dirty
Double
work,
up
I
on that
track. I
vocal.
did it to myself, can't put the blame on no one else. Truth is, it's the worst pain my heart has ever felt. Apologies up in my head, I got a list of hurt people. Some won't accept it, but I'll tell them when I see them. At least I did my part, it's up to them to face the evil. We all human beings, God made us all equal. I got love for everybody, that wasn't me who screwed y'all over. Possessed by the drugs, I was once a devil soldier. Monkey on my back, up in my ear, he a controller. Telling sweet lies, false facts was the motive. Happy 1 minute, then I'm sad, bipolar. Full of so much life till the high was done and over. Sick the next day, I can't take it being sober. Time to say goodbye to the drugs, I need my closure. God, please forgive me for I sinned so many times. God, I know you hear me, you've been right here by my side. Take away my pain, God, I want a better life. I no longer live for the devil, I'ma win this fight.
Boom.
This is my life, and if I wanna live it, I'ma make sure I do it right. This is my life, and if I wanna live it, I'ma make
Double
sure I
up on
do
that
it
tag.
right. Let it to myself and anyone who listen. I'm a son of God and I'm strong, so strong. I can get through anything, I can right my wrongs. I can live a prosperous life, I can live it long. Let it to myself and anyone who listen. I'm a son of God and I'm strong, so strong. I can get through anything, I can right my wrongs. I can live a prosperous life, I can live it long. Let it to myself and anyone who listen. I'm a son of God and I'm strong, so strong. I can get through anything, I can right my wrongs. I can live a prosperous life, I can live it long. Let it to myself and anyone who listen. I'm a son of God and I'm strong, so
Sounds like
strong.
we're gonna ride
I
the
can
hook
get through
all the way
anything,
out.
I can right my wrongs. I can live a prosperous life, I can live it long.
You need like Aloe Black in the background. I can live it long. Whoa. Give me a break, it's 5 a.m.
Truth is, this the worst pain my heart has ever felt.
I do like the choice to go back to ad-libs.
Truth is, this the worst pain my heart has ever felt.
Pitch shifted vocal chops for the win. Nice. At 2 minutes and 50 seconds, My Letter by Yo Yeti out of Atlanta, Georgia. What a great song. And you know what's really great about BandLab is that you're going to find a ton of different styles of art being conveyed for our consumption, but hopefully for more than that, for the fulfillment of the people creating these things. Lyrics, trust issues got me watching my back. Muddy shoes, dirty work I track. We read those. So apologies up in my head. I got a list of hurt people. Some won't accept it, but I'll tell them when I see them. At least I did my part. It's up to them to face the evil. We're all human beings. God made us all equal. I got love for everybody. That wasn't me who screwed y'all over. Possessed by the drugs, I was once the devil's soldier. To me, this reads like a short story. You know what? Let's head into two things I love and one thing I want more of. The first thing I love about this is that short story element. Yes, we can talk about a lot of stuff here. There's a lot to unpack. However, the first thing I love is we've got a short story concept. It's almost like one large verse, but instead we're almost getting, I don't know, I wouldn't call it slam poetry, but more like back in medieval times, you get the bard singing the song about the champion or the hero. This track's like that. It makes me think of a story told through music that gets passed down through generations. And, I mean, it sounds like triumph, the idea that there was something wrong. We're on the up and up, and we're trying to make amends. In this letter to myself and anyone who will listen, I'm a son of God and I'm strong, so strong. I can get through anything, I can right my wrongs. I can live a prosperous life, I can live it long. Really great idea here on that hook as well. But the story itself, reading like a poem or like a bard's song, is really neat to me because it's something that I don't typically see. A lot of times we just get a lot of gibberish being spit, and they're like, I can rap fast. It's like, yeah, well, cool. A lot of people can rap fast, but now you've given us this look into your life and into your story, and that's far more poignant than someone who can just spit some bars. The second thing I love is actually how we went about doing the vocal layering. We come back to the beginning here and hit play.
And anyone who listen, I'm a son of God and I'm strong, so strong.
We've got the single vocal giving us the hook, and then we're going to jump into Trust Issues Got Me Watching My Back in that verse. But when we do, we're actually going to add a layer of vocal, and we're going to do the auto-tune layer, the layer that makes us sound a little more robotic. Oftentimes it's done on one note. So if the line was Trust Issues Got Me Watching My Back, then the other layer would be Trust Issues Got Me Watching My Back. And the reason that it does that is it adds a texture that creates this really robotic auto-tune sound. And I like that. So let's take a listen.
Prosperous life, I can live it long. Trust issues got me watching my back. Muddy shoes, dirty work, I trade. I did it to myself, can't put the blame on no one else.
So you can not only hear that really computerized auto-tune sound, which is one of my favorite things in the world, but you can also hear that the second layer that's doing kind of the robotic stuff is also doing more of a yell. So one layer is us saying, man, trust issues got me watching my back. And then the other layer is the flip side of that coin saying, trust issues got me watching my back. There are so many emotions happening. When you put a piece of art like this out, my interpretation of these layers, whether it be intentional or otherwise, is the dichotomy of I'm at peace, but there's also a tension of can I follow through? And so I really enjoy this layering and the way this conveys that.
Truth is, it's the worst pain my heart has ever felt. Apologies up in my head, I got a list of hurt people. Some won't accept it, but I'll tell them when I see them.
Really great texture is what that adds. And then when we come towards the end here, we're back to the hook.
Prosperous life, I can live it long. Let it to myself and anyone who listen. I'm a
But this time, we've got the layers as well.
I can get through anything, I can right my wrongs. I can live a prosperous life, I can live it long.
That's what I'm talking about. There's something to be said for layering in the vocals, the way that they're layered in here, and for creating the kind of texture that gives us a lower element, letter to myself and anyone who listen, and a higher element, letter to myself and anyone who listen. It creates this really nice texture for the vocal. So we have a really great story. It's being backed up by vocal layering that makes it dynamic and fun to listen to. And then we have a cool hook. Letter to myself and anyone who will listen. I'm a son of God and I'm strong, so strong. I can get through anything. I can right my wrongs. I can live a prosperous life. I can live it long. Those are the two things I love. If there was one thing I want more of, I think it really just has more to do with how we mix the vocal into the track. It sounds like it might be a baked in track where everything's just kind of one track and we did our vocals over that. Nothing wrong with that. It just often makes it harder to make them sound cohesive. So maybe a little bit of EQ carving. I have a video on that in my videos, and I think that would help substantially. But otherwise, this is an excellent letter to myself. My Letter by Yo Yeti. It's heartfelt. It tells us a story. It's got vocal dynamics that keep the listener engaged. I think at the end of the day, this is just an excellent track. So everyone should jump on over to BandLab and follow Yo Yeti at Yo Yeti, YOYETTI, out of Atlanta, Georgia. And let's go ahead and give the track a love. And you know what? While we're over there, go ahead and follow DJ Tatious on YouTube, BandLab, or wherever you choose to consume your social media. In the meantime, thanks again for waking up, winding up, and queuing up another excellent BandLab track with me, and we will see you next time. Hot coffee, awesome music, It's time to wake up, wind up, and queue up with another excellent track. Right here, right now, on BandLab Plus Coffee. To the left. Wind up, queue up. Wind up, queue up. Wind up, queue up. Wind up, queue up. Excellent track. Over here on BandLab, we've got Nita CX at Nita CX8, NITACX8, out of Kissimmee, Florida, USA, repping 6.47 thousand followers. And today we're going to be listening to her song Long to Be. It was sent to me by Angified at Angified. So thanks a lot. I very much appreciate that, Angie. Let's go ahead and take a listen. Okay, I like this already. Nice. Ooh, it's forkable. Love the autotune. Really digging on the ambience everywhere. I wish I had lyrics though. That was cool. The instrumental's so simple and the vocal is so ambient. It's creating a really neat atmosphere. This really reminds me of a collaboration between Union Station and Alison Krauss, which you wouldn't think of it that way because genre-wise they're not necessarily the same. But this really soft acoustic and these ambient vocals, Union Station and Alison Krauss, even though they're in the bluegrass genre, that's where my head goes for this, which... Excellent fade out on that. Union Station and Alison Krauss is where my head goes on this, and it's phenomenal. Let's jump right into it. 2 things I love and 1 thing I want more of. The first thing I love about this track is the ambience. We hear it all the way through, but the vocal ambience. And not just the fact that there is vocal ambience, because let's be real, it's BandLab Plus Coffee. We're listening to the musical taste. We're listening to the musical creative aspects of these tracks, and we're doing our best to actively listen. When we actively listen, we hear things that we don't hear and might only feel if we passively listen. When you hear music, it's much different than when you listen to music. So when we listen to this vocal ambience, I'll explain what I love about it. starting right there, you've got a long decay reverb, which is not only really just perfect for filling space in this kind of a track, but we've also, it sounds like, got a little bit of a delay on that vocal, which is giving us a really nice natural delay on the vocal. If we listen to it, it sounds natural. A very natural sounding delay. But then we move a little further into the song, and this is where that ambience begins to take shape. So on this next little peak in the waveform, you're going to hear a vocal layer on the ambience for the lyrics. It's not going to be crazy. It's just going to be an additional textural layer that's going to almost change the shape and sound of what we're hearing. Listen. Our hearts collide. Your hearts collide. Really awesome. Bringing in that harmony to add that texture, and only in that little collide moment. You have the collide and the collide up higher. So it's 5 a.m., okay? Leave me alone. So then we keep listening to the vocal ambience, and now we're going to start to get manual delay. In music, you can use a delay plugin, or in BandLab, you can use a delay FX button, and it'll create these really excellent delays, whether you want to ping pong and echo or just a slap to create space. But here we have a manual delay. It sounds like, I could be wrong, I've been wrong many times before, but it sounds like Nita is actually recording her own vocal delay, referenced by the fact that sometimes they're not the same words that are delaying, but now you're going to hear an offset to the vocal, which creates more ambience. Right there. So you've got her saying my heart, but then you've got the background with some vocalizing on heart, and then story. Man, what an excellent way to create vocal ambience in a track. This is proof that a lot of times, even if you're actively listening to music, that's when you really hear the nuances. But when you're listening to music, music should be felt too. And there is not a ton of instrumentation, or there's probably a really great vocal chain behind this, but not a ton of processing. We're not getting vocal chops. We're not getting heavily distorted or saturated vocals. We're getting vocal ambience with the use of reverb, delay, and recording techniques. It's excellent, and that's the first thing I love. The second thing I love in this track is this guitar track. Listen to it in the beginning, and then we're going to kind of jump through the track. Do 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 do. Hear how simple that is. Not only hear how simple that is, but hear the background. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. So we've got a low end of the EQ spectrum, low end of the decibel range, frequency range. We've got the low mid range that's playing. We've got a little bit of that shimmer from those high end strings, those lower like E strings, E string rather, and it's just a guitar handling every element of the frequency spectrum that's giving us this nice full sound with not a lot of instrumentation. Let's go to the middle of the song and take a listen. Excellent. This is just what I wanted to hear. That guitar doesn't change much, but it creates these full sounds to complement the voice. And it almost sounds like it layers up. It doubles up to create more thickness as we get deeper into the track.
in your eyes.
And when you listen to an instrument like a guitar that's plucking or strumming, it often creates these harmonics or even these melodies that you don't hear or maybe don't intend. So we've got the dun 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 dun, and then we've got the ding dong ding dong ding dong, and then the do 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 do, the actual melody that's playing through. But all these things come together with this one style of guitar, this simple instrumentation that creates a complex bed for these vocals to just go to town and be incredibly ambient on. That is the second thing I love. What an excellent track. Long to Be by Nita CX was released just before 2024 jumped. It's got 41 likes now, including our own, 145 plays. Considered folk, and it's forkable. So lab coats, jump on there. Everyone needs to jump on over to BandLab and follow at NitaCX8 at a kiss of me. And you know what? While you're over there, go ahead and follow DJ Tatious on BandLab, YouTube, or wherever you choose to consume your social media. In the meantime, thanks for waking up, winding up, and queuing up another excellent BandLab track with me. And we will see you next... Oh, what's this? This just in. Oh, next Monday's BandLab. Well, next Monday is the only day on the calendar that has a meaning, a sentence when you say it, if you will. March 4th. March 4th! And it just so happens to be my birthday. So we'll see y'all then. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BandLab Plus Coffee. It's time to wake up, wind up, and queue up with another excellent track. Oh, and did I mention it's my birthday? To the lab!
It's time to wake up, wind up, and queue up with another excellent BandLab track.
Over here on the lab, we've got Gooey Demise, the non-explicit version for DJT. Look, I'm not going to lie, one of the reasons I picked this song is to encourage y'all. If you have an explicit track that just has some swears in it, all you have to do is edit them out. I will post that video on BandLab today for my favorite BandLab editing tricks to clean up your explicit tracks for radio use. You gotta have a radio edit. You gotta have a clean edit. I think it was even, who was it? Was it Dr. Dre? Someone was talking on a panel once saying you got to have 8 versions of your track, blah, 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 and 2 of them were clean edit and radio edit. Not everyone wants explicit stuff on their shows, and you can get your music out to twice as many people just by creating a clean version. So here we've got Gooey Demise, the non-explicit version for DJT from Neon_Shadowworks. Neon Shadowworks repping 776 followers. Someone get him to that jackpot. And it is at NEON_SHADOWWORKS. Songs clock in at 2 minutes and 10 seconds. 6 plays so far, 2 likes. Let's take a listen. Oh, we're gonna fade it in. Hi, I'm Neon. I make all music genres to please everyone's taste, but my main genres are funk and dubstep. Let's go! What's that dance? Bounce. A lot of energy here. A lot of low end. This is what I Neon Shadowworks songs always make me want to go to battle. Like, primed and ready to go. Let's go! That was good. I like that a lot. It almost sounds like the buffalo saying, pick a lover. So good. Neon Shadowworks, nice track, released on February 29th, only a few days ago. As some calendars might say, pre-DJT birthday. And now we're on DJT birthday, and that's how calendars work, I think. I'm relatively sure. So, Gooey Demise by Neon Shadowworks. This is just a fun track. 2 minutes of 10 seconds of adrenaline, pulse pounding, heart beating, go time. That's what this is. Let's jump into two things I love and one thing I want more of. The first thing I love about this track is that it's go, go, go. Like, this waveform is not for show. This thing tops out and just goes to town. Yes. The low end, it kind of slaps past peak a lot, but the raw energy that this track brings to the table is phenomenal for getting whatever passionate feeling you have from your body to your car steering wheel. Just a lot of this happening. Right, giving us that stank face. That's good. And that's the first thing I love is all this energy. Listen to this. Really distorted kick that just knocks around the whole track. Really, really enjoy it. The second thing that I really love about this track is I guess what I'd call the melody line or the melody synth that's doing the dun 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 dun. Let's hear that one. Yep. You can hear that in here when they pull all the bass, or the kick away, the drums rather. And then we move back into the drums. But that melody synth is really great. It's almost like a Mortal Kombat vibe back in the 90s, some 90s techno. Don't nobody listen to techno. That's one place where Eminem was wrong, though, because everybody loves techno, especially DJT, and that's me. So, really, really enjoy that melody synth. Dun, 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 dun. It gets stuck in your head. It keeps you moving and grooving. And then you bring in those real thick drums, and you've got just a banger the whole way through. Now, if there's one thing I'd say I want more of, and you'd be like, DJT, we know you already said it, the bass. Yes, I would remix the drums to make that melody synth shine more. But that's not actually, I think that's a choice here. Those overdriven kicks, I believe that's a choice. I've heard enough of Neon's stuff to know that that is the choice he makes with his drums. Now, that being said, the one thing I want more of here is snare. If we listen to this track, I think the snare can slap a lot harder. If we maybe pull back the kick and eliminate some of the frequencies from that overdrive or whatever kind of distortion we're using on the kick. We eliminate some of the frequencies that are competing with the snare, and then we give the snare more power. Maybe we boost like the 1 to 2K range in the EQ. Listen to the snare. And when I say snare, it's like a muffled clap. So whether we want to take the filter off of that, or whether we want to just boost it in the 1 to 2K range, or if we want to layer it with an actual snare that gives us more of that, and then we can let this filtered clap or snare do its thing towards the background. I think that's the only thing it's missing. This is such a driving song that we really need a snare to really complement that heartbeat. Boom, 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 boom. We need we need it to just really stand out. If the drums are going to be the hero, the star over the melody, the dun 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 dun. If the drums are going to be the hero, then we need drums that are heroes. And that snare is an invaluable piece of that drum puzzle. So that is the one thing I want more of. I want more snare. Other than that, I love the drive. Love the melody line that's hidden under there until we bring it out in this really dynamic bridge. Give us a break from those kicks. Let that melody shine there. And then the one thing I want more of is just a snare that hits harder. That doesn't mean we turn it up. In fact, I think that means we turn the bass kick down, including EQing out some of the frequencies that are fighting with your clap snare. And then maybe pulling the filter every couple of bars, if that's what we have, a filtered clap. So those are my thoughts. Gooey Demise, the non-explicit version for DJT. Everyone should jump on over to BandLab and follow at neon_shadowworks. And I dig this track. Boom. We got to make sure we do that. Make sure you follow neon_shadowworks. And you know what? While you're over there, go ahead and follow DJ Tatious on YouTube, BandLab, or wherever you choose to consume your social media. In the meantime, I'll be over here celebrating my birthday and consuming coffee. And then I think I have a free coffee at Starbucks because it's my birthday. Did I mention that? And then maybe I'll go to Buffalo Wild Wings because I have some free wings there because it's my birthday. And then I'll eat some rainbow chip cake later. And, because it's... That's right. You guessed it. My birthday. Thanks for waking up, winding up, and queuing up another excellent BandLab track with me, and we will see you next time. There's BandLab. There's coffee. And then there's BandLab plus coffee. Coming up next. To the lab!
Let the music unlock your heart. It's time to collaborate. You're part of the family.
Time to wake up, wind up, and queue up with another excellent BandLab track.
Over here on the lab, we've got In the Rain by J_PX at JAY_PX, repping 122,000 followers. Dadgum. The track In the Rain was released on March 6th, 2024, so very recently. And on top of that, it's already got 137 likes, 466 plays. We're calling it folk. I've never heard it before, so let's go ahead and take a listen together. I want to slow dance in the rain while your favorite song, it plays. I do like this acoustic vibe.
Oh, I wanna fix your broken heart.
Oh.
I wanna show you you're a star.
Listen to that ambient vocal.
Beautifully broken. 'Cause I saw they left you, but I wanna slow dance in the rain while your favorite song it plays. Every raindrop that falls on you, let your insecurities fall too. I'll dance all night with you in the rain.
Where are my lyrics, Jay?
Just to wash away your pain. 'Cause baby, you're worth it. Baby, you're perfect to me. Your heart's you
Ooh.
some. Well, babe, I got plenty, and you found me finally. I wish you could see you through my eyes. Baby, your light shines so damn bright. Beautiful, not broken.
Nice. Good ambience.
no more.
Everything's great ambience in this track.
Oh, I wanna slow dance in the rain while your favorite song it plays. With every raindrop that falls on you, let your insecurities fall too.
With every raindrop that falls on you, let your insecurities fall too.
Just to wash away your pain. 'Cause baby, you're worth it. Baby, you're perfect to me.
What an excellent track. In the Rain by Jay on BandLab. At 2 minutes and 12 seconds, this song does not outstay its welcome. It is succinct. I would love the lyrics because this is a lyrical track. It's something that we want to tune into. However, let's go ahead and jump into two things I love and one thing I want more of. The first thing I love about this track is its simplicity. We have this acoustic and we have this vocal.
How your favorite song it plays. With every raindrop that falls on you, let your insecurities fall too.
So good. And the great thing about this is that oh, there it is. You caught me. In the chorus, we've got the piano that kind of comes in and gives us a little bit of a vibe while the guitar plays. And it's just subtle. Everything is subtle. I love it. The second thing that I'm really digging about this track is the vocal ambience. Not only does Jay have an excellent voice, but if we listen really carefully to kind of what we are providing and conveying here, it's soft. It's not a harsh vocal. It's ambient, which is just giving us this all-around vibe. In fact, I am really clearly able to see this frolicking in the rain moment that is being described in her track. Beautifully broken. Love it. So the simplicity of the track really gives credence to the vocals in their ambience, which we did a really ambient track a couple of weeks ago. And that also kind of spoke to the way that this sound really just kind of digs into your brain and leaves you a lot of room to imagine and to create your own story from the song. But this is timeless. Standing in the rain, letting your insecurities fall because now we're together. This is a very timeless form of writing and type of song that I really can never get enough of. Someone called Nicholas Sparks, because this needs to go in the next Nicholas Sparks adaptation movie. If there's one thing I want more of, it's also in the vocal. The way that we've mixed it here is we've added this really, really pretty ambient delay to the vocal. And while that is awesome, there are places where I want it to disappear. We can just sit with the reverb, and then whether we bring it in on just the chorus or just some emphasizing words in the verse, I really want that delay to shine through more. As an example, I'll kind of talk as the track plays. Your broken heart is what I want delayed, but I want to fix I want to be super clean. So whether we put that delay on a separate track and automate the volume if we're going to record in BandLab, or if we sidechain the delay to the main vocal with a different DAW. I really want to see some of these things shine through with no delay. I wanna, you're broken heart, right? You can end each line with that delay and make it sound really cool. No delay. Delay. Broken heart. No delay. Delay. We really just want to vroom, vroom, vroom with that delay so that it stays cool. It stays pretty. And then once we get to the end of the first chorus over here.
Just to wash away your pain, 'cause baby, you're worth it. Baby, you're perfect to me.
So when we get towards the end of the chorus, let's kill all of the filler words in the delay. The thes, the ands, the if, ands, or buts, right? And let's just have the delay focus on the main words. Perfect, favorite song, insecurities. Just let that delay really shine through on those larger moments, the words that really convey the emotion of the vocal. And Baby You're Perfect too, the way that we end this chorus.
Baby, you're perfect to me.
Baby You're Perfect to me. You can let that delay ring out, but then cut it off for when we come into this verse so we don't immediately start getting more delay. Let that be a really special effect. Listen to how the delay comes in, and then maybe, Jay, you could test it without the delay in the verse on these parts, or test maybe using BandLab's automation to automate it down in volume and up at the end of phrases.
Baby, you're perfect.
Beautiful delay, no delay.
Your heart's been crying out for love.
For love,
I
for
want
love.
to give you some.
You some, you some.
And you found me finally.
Me. Right? If you really emphasize, you could even change that delay from, I don't know if that's a quarter note delay, but you could even change that delay to like a ping pong in the second verse, and you could really let that ring out on that part, especially that love part. I always forget that you can't press spacebar in BandLab.
Your heart's been crying out for love.
For love, for love, for love, enough, you some, you some. In fact, if it were me using BandLab, I would record a totally separate track with 100% wet delay and only sing the things I wanted delayed using that ping pong. For love, for love, for love, do no, do no, do no, doom, 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 doom. Perfect to me, to me. And if you're only using it 100% wet, all you're going to get is the delay, none of the original sound, which means your original vocal shines through nice and crisp, and then your delay comes through only when you want it to. This song is phenomenal. I get so excited about the one thing I want more of because I think that this song is on the verge of just greatness. It's already a fantastic track, and just those little tweaks here and there would just take it to the next level. So everyone should jump on over to BandLab, and if you're not already, you should be following Jay. All the music that she pumps out is great. Keep in mind, some of it is explicit. This track, for these purposes, is not. And you should just make sure that you're listening, because this is what BandLab's all about right here. Finding phenomenal artists who are doing their thing, and they're great at it. You know, while you're over there, you should also follow DJ Tatious on BandLab or YouTube or, you know, wherever you choose to consume your social media. In the meantime, thanks so much for waking up, winding up, and queuing up another excellent track with me, and we will see you next time.
Check, check. BandLab Plus, coffee. Let's take a listen. Let's jump into two things I love and one thing I want more of. Thanks, as always, for waking up, winding up, and queuing up another excellent BandLab track with me.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to BandLab Plus. That's not coffee, but it's time to wake up, wind up, and queue up another excellent track. This time we're doing it live. We're doing it on the fly, and it's Miss Amy here on the lab with Heavy Head, released on March 4th, 2024. Let's take a listen. Inspired by Samuel P. Lauzon? Music is my getaway, my medicine. Music is simply a part of. That's okay, it happens to all of us. I'm not going to be able to control my mic volume since I'm not recording separately, so if it's a little lower than it normally would be, forgive me. Love that we have the lyrics here. That was good. I like those phonetics. Oh, I see. No worries. Miss Amy's in the chat. She actually says she sang the final lyrics right. Just wrote them wrong in the lyrics. So we know. Really good, moody guitar. Absolutely gives me Cedar Evanescence vibes. I love that. I want to hear like in background vocals. Welcome to everyone in the chat. We're checking out Heavy Head by Miss Amy. Make sure you jump over, give her a follow, hit that like button. Love button. Guitar solo. Yes, plays on. I've seen him around recently on trending lists, I think. Ooh. Wounded or happy. I like how the drums are not just 1, 2, 3, 4, but we've got some tension there. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, sounds like it. She says, good friend of mine, an amazing artist. Oh, okay. Okay. I like the notes he chose. I always love vocalizing. Yo! Welcome, Muzella. Another rock vocalist just entered the chat with a new song from, you know what, I'll play it next. Right now we're checking out Heavy Head by Miss Amy over on BandLab. Make sure you follow at MZAMI. What up, AJ boy? G Chapo, Blue Wave, I see you. Love the rises and falls of this track. Really dynamic. What are you going to give me for the ending? You going to go back to the beginning in the depths of my mind, or are you going to give me a chorus? Okay. Vocalizing? Not much, D Chapo, just living the dream. Thanks for asking. Really good dissonance there. Okay, we're vocalizing on the way out. I can get behind that. Excellent track, Miss Amy, and inspired by Samuel Lausen. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced the name. Everyone should jump on over and check out Heavy Head by Miss Amy on BandLab at MZAMI out of Cypress, California, USA, repping 3.06 thousand followers, 24 likes on the track, including one of our own, currently 32 plays. Really great progressive rock track. Let's just jump into two things I love and one thing I want more of in this live version of BandLab Plus Coffee. The first thing that I'm super on board with when it comes to this track is the passage of time in the song here. I understand from what I get, because music is super subjective and it's left in once it leaves your mind and your heart and it's put on the page for the listener, it is no longer yours. The art is yours, but the perception becomes the listener's. And what I really enjoy about this track is the first thing I love is this idea of fighting through a storm. And whether that storm is emotional, physical, whatever it is, although in the lyrics it makes it sound like it's inside of our mind, which, fun fact, I have a song coming out about the very same thing. Our mind is the deepest and darkest place that we can go to. It can also be our greatest asset in life, depending on how we choose to stew. Do we stew on the good or do we stew on the bad? And sometimes small things become large things if we sit and reflect long enough. In fact, I think a study just came out that said half the reason millennials are so depressed and have so much anxiety is because they go to so much therapy, because focusing on all of the hurt and all of the trauma is actually causing them to think about all of the hurt and all of the trauma. It's actually a really neat study. I wish I could link it here, but that's not what we're doing. We're doing music. In the depths of my mind, shadows start to brew. The fear of losing you, it tears me into, there's a really great band from the 90s that had some very profound lyrics on this topic. And those lyrics go, "It's tearing up my heart when I'm with you. But when we are apart, I feel it too. And no matter what I do, I feel the pain, with or without you. If you know, you know." That's the first thing I love. It is these lyrics and this whole process of diving into the mind, using a progressive rock track to really convey that storm when we listen. Kind of calm, but there's tension. You can feel that storm building. And then we're in the middle of the storm, just rocking back and forth on those waves. So that's the first thing I love. The second thing I love about this track is that we're all over the place in terms of dynamics. The melodies aren't consistent enough to be memorable, but they don't repeat so much that it becomes a pop song. A repeating melody is a really great thing in today's music because you can't really have a hit song if you don't have a catchy melody. But when we're doing something like progressive rock or alternative rock and we're hearkening back to those early 2000s bands, Breaking Benjamin, Evanescence, Seether, those really mainstream alt rock bands, they're not really as impressed by pop melodies, right? They're more impressed with angsty guitar riffs that are backed by angsty vocals, right? The go-to. And so that's the second thing I love about this track, is that we have something happening here. But that's different than what's happening here. We're letting the guitar do some work, and that's different than what's happening here. You can hear that tone really drop before we get that other vocal that comes in by the chorus. So in a pop song, we would go to the beginning of this chorus and we would hear. We would hear that. I can't go that high. In the depths of my mind, a haunting fear. And then the next part would actually be the same melody. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. And then maybe you change one or two notes. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. But that would be the pop sensibilities of today's music. And here, instead of that return to that melody, we get a continuing storyline, which provides different and more dynamic. So if you're more of a music listener already, you understand and maybe want something a little deeper like this. If you don't listen to music very often, maybe you're more in tune with a repeatable melody. But for someone who grew up listening to alt rock, this is a pretty fun storytelling rhythm. Then we come over here and we get a break. We need a break. You have to give your heart a break from the ups. And then once this down is over, we're going to come back to the highs. And so that's the second thing I love, are the dynamics and the way that the song moves up and down and never really does the same thing twice, which is great. Now, if there's one thing I want more of in this track, it is a little bit of a different mix on the vocals. I want those to stand out a little bit more from this guitar, and I think that would require taking a little bit from the guitar that's masking some of the vocal. And I also think that it really wouldn't hurt to put some transparent layers into the chorus, because what I hear here is this really awesome story, and then once we hit the chorus, we should really explode into that storm. So honestly, 3, 4, 5 more layers, even if it's just the melody, although I'd love some harmonies, but even if it's just the melody, that would really amp it up. And in fact, a little trick, if you take your automation and anytime you get to a chorus, just bump the volume up 1 dB, just one. There's a perceived loudness increase that not only makes the listener feel like, hey, this is louder, but it's actually a little bit louder because you're in the storm of the chorus. So I think that's the one thing that I would want more of. So really excellent track, really great lyrics, this metaphorical storm, really great dynamics, this storytelling. And then the one thing I want more of would be a more bombastic chorus. Fantastic. Heavy Head by Miss Amy over on BandLab at MZAMI. And it's already got our like on it. So thanks for waking up, winding up, and queuing up that excellent track with us live. Let's move on to the next one, huh?
Are you gonna spread love? Oh, hey.